Honesty, passion, experience. It's Timberwolves Explosion hosted on the Paladino Live Network. And now, your host, Paladino Joey. Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? I am your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey at Wygen. Timberwolves Explosion is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps, and I thank each and every one of you, once and always, for downloading and listening to the show. It is a great pleasure to be back on board with you once again today. August 21st. Kind of a breezy, smoky, I don't know what the heck, humid a little bit day here in already late August. I can't believe it. And you know how long it's taking for the Timberwolves to get a power forward? It's taking longer than Marc Lore's tenure as owner of the Timberwolves. Like, Marc Lore, what? What do you mean? What am I talking about? Marc Lore's tenure as main owner of the Timberwolves. Yeah, well, I guess him and Marc Stad have kind of like switched places. It's obviously pending league approval, but there's been a sale. We have a deal. What the hell? Yeah. Well, Alex Rodriguez will continue to be right where he was before in his kind of like his co-ownership role. But the guy who owned a minority stake in the franchise, Marc Stad, will now be the majority owner. A $4.5 billion transaction with Marc Lore. $4.5 billion.
It's showtime!
But Glenn Taylor got $1.5 billion, and it took years. It took years for the co-owners of Marc Lore and Alex Rodriguez. I think it's much more Alex Rodriguez for the reason why it took so long. But still, either way, it took a couple of years for the transaction to finally go through after a bunch of partial payments. Glenn Taylor getting $1.5 billion at the end of the day. Obviously tried his best to like halt the deal and start over or look for a new owner. Who knows? Maybe it would have been Marc Stad. Maybe he kind of had wind of the whole thing. Glenn Taylor getting $1.5 billion. Marc Lore 4.5, just like less than a year later. Glenn Taylor, your reaction?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, fine. It wasn't less than a year. It was slightly more than a year later. But basically, Marc Lore will now be a minority owner like Marc Stad and Marc. So we're changing Marcs. The Wolves are moving Marcs around. Yeah, a bit stunned, but God bless them. Kind of interesting. $4.5 billion. It's only a $3 billion difference. I mean, come on, Glenn. It's okay. You've got the money. No, whatever. That's shocking. John Krasinski, all these guys. Shams Charania reporting. John Krasinski, of course, locally. Shams Charania nationally. Krasinski, of course, on Twitter says Marc Lore is still in controlling interest in the Timberwolves and Lynx. We got to mention the Lynx, of course, but yeah, I know. Well, they have 4 titles, and they have a very exciting point guard named Olivia Miles. Yes, I got that out there. Woohoo! As long as she doesn't roll her ankle, I guess. To Marc Stad, from Marc to Marc. They're on the mark. Tashera. Okay, enough. Marc Stad. It's literally spelled the same in everything except for the Stad part. Who has been a limited partner in the ownership group. Sources tell The Athletic Lore will remain. Marc Lore will remain as a limited partner. Stad and Alex Rodriguez are the new tandem, leading the way in Minnesota. Continuing from Mr. John Krasinski, what I'm told on what is always the biggest question in change of ownership position, in a change of ownership power, Stad is fully on board with Lore and Rodriguez's position that they will not move the Timberwolves and Lynx and is all in on a new building arena in Minnesota, basically. Hopefully not where the city center is. That's a little too much, I think. That's a little too much effort. You're going to tear down the city center to build the new Target Center. I'm just imagining what it'd be called. Maybe it will be Target Center again. Who knows? Excuse me. There's nothing wrong with having Target as your logo, I suppose, or like your, partner with the building. Also known as the naming rights. Pardon me, I'm trying not to cough to death here. Thank God for the button with the sideways equal sign, also known as a dumb button, you could say as well. So $4.5 billion. Again, Glenn Taylor, I can imagine he is a bit irked a bit, just a little bit. And obviously the way Garnett treated him and acted and all that. Was Glenn Taylor a good guy and all of that? Not really, but still. Did he get hoodwinked a little? Yeah, I think so. And Garnett's behavior stunk as well. Oh, yeah, Kevin Garnett's going to have his jersey retired after the Boston Celtics game on February 28th. So interesting that it happened to be the Celtics. That'll be in the Target Center, of course, February the 28th. Yeah, literally the end of the month there. Literally the last day. And it'll be after the game. So I guess if you have tickets, which God bless you. I mean, that would have been it'd be hard to get tickets anyway because the Celtics are, looked on as one of the best teams in the league, even though they've made some strange moves in the offseason. We talked about that on previous episodes, but I guess, yeah, I guess. Who knows what was going on there? They still have Tatum, though, at least. The other guy, I'm not sure about Paul George. I mean, Paul George could be part of like multiple horrendous trades in NBA history. The worst one possibly ever was the one with the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Clippers. I mean, just the one player alone, even if it was a straight up trade, it would have still been a horrible trade. But then they give up like 99 draft picks as well. Obviously, again, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, just kind of, part of this. Okay, he's this young guy who hasn't really reached his potential yet. And, we'll see what happens. Yeah, he wins an MVP. I don't think Paul George ever won an MVP. Son of a biscuit couldn't stay healthy. And yes, I know a massive compound fracture in his leg at one point in his career wasn't exactly something you'll look at as injury prone. That was what you call a freak injury, of course. But interesting, the two sides switching hands. Not going to anticipate a long episode here, partially because, well, yeah, there's no, there's no major news at the moment, other than, again, Garnett's jersey will be retired. Yes, that's good. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Timberwolves fans that have wanted that done forever. And yes, it should have been done forever ago. But let's not forget one of the reasons. It takes two to tango. And one of the persons involved with the jersey not being retired for, about 10 years longer than it should have been is the guy whose jersey is going to be retired. It takes two to tango. I'm sorry. Like, you can't just point all your fingers at Glenn Taylor. That is just not being honest. That's not being honest. It's being disingenuous as far as I'm concerned. I know all three followers that remain for the show, I think two of them might have left because I'm just not going to worship Garnett. I know I'm not going to do it. Best player in franchise history, of course. But does somebody have a possibility of heading in that direction as well? Possibly, becoming a co-best player in franchise history, or maybe the new best player in franchise history? Yeah, I think that's a distinct possibility. I don't know why this thing is still making noise. I thought I turned the sound off. I could drive a person insane. Oh, you son of a biscuit. It was like just barely hovering over the off. So my apologies. But yes, A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, again, he was the one probably holding up the transaction in the first place. He's the one that didn't have the big bucks. Marc Lore did. Marc Lore just made more money, basically, at the end of the day, a lot more money. And congratulations to him. The statement. So in a joint statement, Lore, Stad, and A-Rod, named Alex Rodriguez, confirmed in a new ownership agreement, though did not get into the specifics. Well, get into the specifics, dang it. Just kidding. The statement read, "We have been working together for years with a shared goal of building the Timberwolves and Lynx into the best organization in basketball on and off the floor. Our priority is and always will be championships." Good. Our new agreement, pending league approval, yes, because it's not done yet, is an evolution of the partnership we have built together and a strengthening of our commitment to our team and our culture. We will continue to work closely with Matt Caldwell, Tim Conley, Chris Finch, and Cheryl Reeve, and want to thank the fans and the entire Minnesota community for your continued support. While we're proud of the great work we've done, there's so much more to do, and we're just getting started. Yes, they are just getting started. Again, Stad is reportedly buying Lore's stake in the team at $4.5 billion. Man. Yep, per ESPN. This particular article on Yahoo will give credit to Chris Quick, not with a Q, but C-W-I-K. Interesting, contributing writer here. And of course, again, working with all the other guys here together. John Krasinski, of course, Johnny Athletic, as they call him in KFVN, and Sham Charania, he's the Sham Bomb, replacing Adrian Wojnarowski of Wojbomb in the past. He'd done it for many, many years, especially some of the frustrations during the lockout years ago, and they're coming out of the room and no deal. That was back when Twitter started becoming a prominent way of reporting news because you don't have to write an article, just no deal. Ah, bleep. So we're stuck waiting again, during those stupid lockouts. Baseball and lockout might be in the same sentence very soon, unfortunately. Stupid Dodgers need to go to bleep and bleepity bleep 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 bleep. I would love to see the Dodgers get kicked out of baseball, but yeah, right. Yeah, right. They're not going to do that. But God, I hate that team. Anyhow, I need to get over saying that word hate. I'm so horrible, aren't I? Stad is buying up the stake, $4.5 billion per ESPN. Under the new ownership structure, Lorre will remain a limited partner in the team, and Rodriguez will continue to serve as the co-owner of both franchises. Stad's wife, Elisa, will assume the role of Timberwolves governor. So kind of like Jeannie Buss as the Lakers as well. Kind of weird drama going on there. What was it, $12 billion? Like, they just got a new owner like a couple months ago, didn't they? So Vince Germano, what's going on over there? I don't know. That might be a Showtime and T-Wolves episode one of these days. What the heck's going on there? And we're both of our franchises like just got sold basically, whether the owner wanted to do it or not. And Jeannie Buss apparently is a little irritated with. There's a little disagreements as to like, okay, I didn't really agree to this, or I didn't agree to basically disappear off the face of the earth. I'm still going to be, in my role with this franchise, and I can imagine Jeannie Buss wanting to be a lifer with the Los Angeles Lakers. So I don't know. It's that's a person who definitely loves the game, Jeannie Buss. Where other people like Marc Lore, I'm sure he loves the game and he loves being a part of it. But I mean, I think the opportunity to get an extra $3 billion just like that, or something like that, the exact amount, who knows? Because it's not going to be exact because there's other owners involved, and Lore did not own 100% of the franchise. So, but I don't know, $2 billion extra or so coming his way. Holy Toledo! Hopefully, maybe A-Rod made a couple bucks just for his sake, and he will. Michael Jordan, when he bought the Charlotte Hornets, definitely came way ahead. He did. He became like the majority owner, and he became a multi-billionaire. Michael Jordan. And of course, that's not as hard to believe when you consider the name Michael Jordan being a billionaire. It's not that hard to believe when an active player in a professional sport by the name of LeBron James is already a billionaire. It's crazy. So, and yes, he's on the frickin' Philadelphia 76ers. I don't think I even talked about that. Yeah, because we were waiting forever. So, yes, my thoughts of him going to the Philadelphia 76ers. Well, kind of a bummer. It would have been fun to have him here, but we were all kind of like, yeah, okay, sure. I mean, like maybe, oh my God, maybe there will be this article. LeBron James chooses Minnesota. And then when all of a sudden it was Philadelphia, it's like, yeah, I know. He didn't come here. Whatever. We just knew it, didn't we? Yeah, we knew it. It was a nice dream. Is Philadelphia an extremely good team that should be favored to win the NBA title? I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're extremely stacked. Will they? I don't know. That doesn't mean they will. I mean, being a favorite and all that doesn't mean you're going to win a title, but there's a pretty good chance they're going to win 60-plus games, and they're going to be a huge threat. Joel Embiid's health is extremely important. He didn't help them after they got past the Boston Celtics in the first round. Certainly didn't help against the New York Knicks going forward. In fact, it didn't help at all. That was a bummer. But, still can't believe the New York Knicks are NBA champions. I think that's kind of cool and exciting. Yet at the same time, once you start seeing all the New York celebrities and stuff, my interest just drops. Like, I mean, it just drops. It just goes, ooh! Like, I mean, it drops. Like, oh, yeah, those people. And then New York this and New York that. Yeah. But otherwise, for the franchise itself, awesome. Awesome. And like the real fans, not the millionaires fans. I'm not trying to quote a politician I'm not a big fan of, but we'll get off of that. Sources, and yeah, okay. What am I reading here? The Shams Charania tweet. The Shams bomb. Stad, the founder and managing partner of Dragoneer Investment Group, had been a significant minority investor. So I mean, he probably had quite a few $1 million involved. Maybe he was number 3 to begin with. Significant minority investor in the Timberwolves and Lynx under the ownership group of Lore and Alex Rodriguez. Sources said the transfer of ownership between Stad and family, or the Stad family and Lore developed. Says show more. Oh, you suck. Okay, where'd it go? Developed after months of conversations and allowed Stad, Rodriguez, and Lore to continue working together and maintain the Timberwolves and Lynx current ownership structures. Stad's wife, Eliza Stad, will be the governor. Yes, so, Jeannie Buss kind of a role. Good for her. That's awesome. Jeannie Buss was like the majority owner, wasn't she, when the father died? That'd be a guy by the name of Jerry Buss, legendary, probably the most legendary NBA owner of all time. I mean, wouldn't he be, though? Wouldn't he be? But anyhow, like Vince, I think, was like nodding in approval, I would hope, over there in Melbourne, Australia. What am I talking about? Yes, in a lot of ways, I feel like it's just they just kind of like swapped sides. They kind of swapped roles in a lot of ways. Pardon me. I mean, I don't think Lori got 4.5 billion. No, because of I guess it is the stake was 4.5 billion. So what are they valuing the Wolves? $6 billion or something? I mean, or like I don't know, 5.5 or 5 to 2.5. Dang. I don't get it, but yeah, like an A-Rod definitely is not owning 50% of the team, just kind of 50% leadership, I guess, role. So that kind of like that, like he's basically the governor of the Lynx, and I guess Eliza will be the governor of the Wolves, and like Stad is the chairman and all that. He's the big boy. So Marc Stad, welcome to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and please don't move our team, okay? And I doubt it. I mean, think about it. Let's see, what did the league approve, or what is like the recommended approval? I think that's what stage it's at right now with the expansion. Let's see, Las Vegas and Seattle. Okay, so where would the Wolves have moved potentially if somebody wanted to move them? Las Vegas or Seattle. So I think that's probably over. I think we can stop worrying. California does not need another team. I think Stad is from California. I think so. And I don't know. It's like Lori and Rodriguez are in the New York, New Jersey kind of guys. Don't think New York and New Jersey needs another team. I just don't. I think they have two teams, whatever. Like New York, what do they call it? What the hell do they call that place? So just over there. Tri-state area. Yeah, that's what they call it. I don't think they're moving over there. So don't think we have to worry too much. Okay, yep. Was it that long ago? Jeez, did LeBron? Okay, I was saying I'm officially over LeBron. He's not coming here anyway. Tired of this decision BS. Chad Thomas says, which exactly why I never wanted him here. It's not worth it. Ask anyone from LA. Yeah, all the drama and BS. So Chad Thomas, thank you for that. Does he follow me back? Yes, he is. Thank you, Chad. Thank you. Yep, today was way back at the end of June. Still need power forward help. Yeah, and it's still floating around. Kaminga is like the possibility of coming to Minnesota. Jonathan Kaminga, he was part of the trade years ago, the draft pick that ultimately went to Jonathan Kaminga in the trade getting, when the Timberwolves traded to get a guy by the name of D'Angelo Russell years ago. Remember how excited we all were? And it's like, oh yeah, it's a higher draft pick. Ended up being Jonathan Kaminga, and he ended up being a pain in the butt for us against the Golden State Warriors. A couple of playoffs ago. But maybe he'll be coming to the Wolves, and that'd be kind of exciting. Jonathan Kaminga, it's still kind of floating out there, and he'd come back full circle. That'd be good news. So we'll get into Marc Stad here for a minute. So I guess he's a 47-year-old founder of San Francisco-based Dragonair Investments. So he's from San Francisco, basically. The investment firm is worth over $35 billion in assets. Pretty crazy. This is a story by The Athletic from John Krasinski. So he's talking about how this is how we get to know Marc Stad, the new majority owner of the Timberwolves, the big boy, graduated from Harvard in 2001 and later attended Stanford University's Graduate School of Business. So interesting. California. Yep, he grew up just outside Los Angeles in Montebello. Yep, so not San Francisco. He ended up winding up at San Francisco, so kind of moving around Harvard and such. So Harvard, of all places, then Stanford, which is Northern California, and all that. So definitely a California person. Again, Dragonair started that in 2012. 47 years old, so he's the same age as Timberwolves Explosion host Joey Awajan, so about the same age. So, Mark, wish I could be somewhat anywhere near your success level. That'd be great. It'd be amazing. Even slightly close. But I don't think so. At least not right now. I don't think so. The other POI, person of interest, to be Jonathan Kuminga, formerly of the Hawks now. And he was picked 7th overall and was a part of that D'Angelo Russell trade years ago. So it took a little while for it to officially, come to fruition at the end of the day, for it to, mature or whatever the heck is. Jonathan Kuminga had some good years with the Golden State Warriors, 16 points a game, 23-24. And then 24-25 gave the Wolves a hard time in that postseason a bit. Averaged 15.5 points a game that season. He's not this huge rebounder, is he? He's only 6'7", 225. So again, he's kind of a small forward build. Plays a bit of a power forward game, but nothing majorly. 3-point percentage, 33.3. So he basically makes 1/3 of his threes. Field goal percentage about 50 over his career. Early on with the Warriors, his field goal percentage is way up there. With Atlanta and Golden State last year, he shot about 46%. So he's had his ups and downs. And his last year in Golden State, when he did average 15.5 points, his field goal percentage was 45.4, which was a career low. And it kind of stayed that way with Golden State for a few games and was a part of a trade. And he missed a significant amount of time last year when you consider he only played 36 games. What the hell? So we'll see what happens. Jonathan Kuminga is definitely in the conversation. Is he a legitimate power forward? Not really. But I'm not sure what else to tell you other than Trey Lyles, a veteran addition in the offseason as well. So we'll see if Jonathan Kuminga comes to Minnesota. I think I'd be definitely okay with it. And we'll see how that all turns out at the end of the day. Should be fun. Should be interesting. We'll see if there's any kind of a thing going on. But again, they continue to, the new ownership and all, and the current ownership and such, continue to make it clear they do not want to move the team, or at least they're, letting us know. That's what they want us to believe at the very least. And there's really nothing to gain in moving the Timberwolves at this point, especially if the two cities of most interest right now for new ownership groups, Seattle and Vegas, are already kind of like, those franchises are going to be coming to existence in the next couple of years. So Seattle Supersonics. And what was the other possibility for the Las Vegas team? I remember there's been some names that have been floating around. So we're getting a list here: Venom, Mirage, Jokers, Outlaws, Scorpions. Those are, there's also a couple like Bighorns and Mustangs. Yep. What was the one that I thought, was it the Mirage? There was one that was like, oh, that's going to be it. I forgot what it was. I think it was the Mirage, but we'll see. It might be the Venom too, which would be like a big snake, I'm sure. I can imagine it'd be a snake. There's what do you call it? An energy drink called that. 10 possibilities. What do you mean Las Vegas Dry Heat? That's going to be a name of a team. Las Vegas Sinners? You baskets. Las Vegas Bighorns? No, that sounds kind of like Texas. Las Vegas Gamblers? Okay, sure. Las Vegas Sidewinders? Yep, that's a snake, and they're very interesting. They literally move sideways. Las Vegas Strippers/Strips. Strippers/Strips. I don't think so. Las Vegas Jackpots? Okay, that's interesting. Las Vegas 702s. That would be a new concept, a number. Like your team is called, 76ers. What am I talking about? 49ers. So I guess 702s. So what's wrong with me? 76ers and 49ers, and it's right there. So that'd be the third number. The Las Vegas LeBron's Brownies. No. Okay. 12? No, that's the Lakers sale. Yep. $12.5 billion. And there's kind of some drama going on there. So, yes, Jonathan Kuminga, Marc Stad, the Las Vegas 702s. That is kind of a cool idea. I like Mirage. Outlaws is cool. We'll see what happens. I think people were even talking about Outlaws with the Utah team that became the Utah Mammoth. That's the hockey team, of course. They finally got a second franchise there. And they're playing in the same building as the Utah Jazz. I think that's cool. And yeah, they're kind of like the Utah Jazz, kind of tough, physical, pain in the butt, kind of historical. They're like a lot of good effort and stuff from the Utah Jazz years ago. A lot better than the Arizona Coyotes. Good name. The name was cool with the Coyotes. I loved it. But the effort wasn't really the same as it's been with the Utah Mammoth. So God bless them there. The Las Vegas 702s. I don't know. I should maybe put out a list, see what people vote, but I don't know. It seems like the polls don't do so hot. The only podcast that I do that seems to get good responses in polls is Brave the Wild. It's got a good following. I appreciate that, at least on Twitter. I don't know if the listener numbers are that great, but the Twitter, people do respond a bit. Timberwolves explosion. I need to do a better job on all of my Twitters, honestly, to get more interaction. I think that would help the shows better. So it's my own fault. Doggone it. I wish all of you the best. Tanae, I miss you. Vince Germano, I miss you. You know, I mean, I'm Benzo in the Bronx. Of course, I missed you. Levi Brown. Man, you know, hopeless Wolves fan locally. Lots of you know, good people. Love hearing from you. Good Wolves conversation. Marc's the forecaster. We've had some interesting back and forth at times. He was going to call in and he never did, which is a bummer. I know he's not a huge fan of the LaMelo trade. He doesn't like it at all, honestly. He doesn't like it at all. I think we talked about that a few times. I'm a bigger fan of it than he is. You know, it's interesting, it's fun, and gosh, a lot of us wanted LaMelo Ball, but then it's like, no, I thought Anthony Edwards was a little better, like there's going to be more. And those of us that supported Anthony Edwards in that draft back in 2020 are correct. But at the same time, LaMelo Ball is an extremely intriguing, exciting addition to this franchise and an extremely exciting addition to the NBA and the Charlotte Hornets years ago. Son of a gun just couldn't stay healthy. It was just ironic how, you know, LaMelo Ball got the Rookie of the Year despite missing time. And then Anthony Edwards has been pretty much an Iron Man for the most part in this league, most of his career, and LaMelo Ball is not. And Anthony Edwards' career, I think, has gone to further heights over the course of time. So it is always interesting how things turn out with Rookie of the Year and then what happens after that rookie season. It is always interesting, to say the least. I'm not going to get into Marbury and Allen Iverson. I don't like either one of those guys. I don't. Ball hog, arrogant SOBs. That's just my opinion. Disagree all you want. I don't care. With that said, yeah, I mean, you have a right to your opinion. With all of that said, at TWolvesEX, Facebook, it's there, but I can't get to it because my account is hacked and stuff. Instagram, Timberwolves Explosion _MN. Timberwolves Explosion _MN for that one. Otherwise, the email address is paladinolive@gmail. I know Tanae tried to send something a long time ago to the Yahoo one, and something's wrong with the Yahoo email. So Gmail, paladinolive@gmail.com if you want to send an audio submission. With that said, thank you so much for listening. God bless you. And we'll be back for some more Wolves news, Wolves conversation. And, well, Marc Stad, welcome to Minnesota once again, now as the majority owner.